Welcome to Serotonin Milkshake. My name is Peter Hubby, the founder and the channel creator. And I just wanted to tell you how excited I am today to introduce this new platform. Not the platform per se, but the channel for Serotonin Milkshake. And kind of a crazy name. I came up with it just wanting to create peace and harmony and truth and education and awareness and about 1,000 other words to engage the participants on this show to feel free to chime in. I'm going to add a lot of interactions, capabilities with tech coming our way, fast and furious, and I just wanted to reach out and let you know what this was all about. So I came up with this idea because I myself needed to look at our current times with a better perspective. And what I mean by that is that I needed to be happier, be more joyful, be more content in my daily life, and find meaning to help people. Perhaps I might have gained some wisdom along the way where some people could relate, maybe some people can't relate. It's just everybody's an individual, and that's all that matters and counts. So Serotonin Milkshake, basically I created this week on YouTube. It's going to be managed by yours truly, but it really belongs to the folks that want to come in and interact and talk about just about anything under the sun that they are concerned about, that they might want to have a Q&A about, perhaps get some inspiration, get some knowledge, with other participants or myself in communication. But basically it belongs to the American people coming out of 2024 going into 2025. And globally, I wanted to not only reach out to the US, but anybody else who wanted to chime in, because that's just a wonderful benefit to technology in the space that we live in today. So I wanted to, it's really designed to engage, again, the general public in thoughtful, educated, and truthful discussions, basically around peace and harmony and happiness and forward thinking. So no matter what happens when you come to this channel, my goal is that you leave happy and that you have had a good interaction and that you might have learned something or you picked something up along the way. Serotonin is the natural hormone that our bodies create to produce and allow our minds to be in a state of peace and blissfulness, provides tranquility and fights against negative thoughts, depression, and basically it's basically a happy hormone. And I just thought combined with milkshakes, I mean, that's automatically going to put a smile on everybody's face. So just a little marketing, a little branding there, Serotonin Milkshake. So I'm honored to be online and be able to present this platform for people to take advantage of, for sure. We're a family-friendly but mature audience, so I would say 16 plus maybe. Obviously we'll talk about some deep conversations. Sometimes we'll just keep it light, whatever's on anybody's mind. That's where we're going to go. So basically, it's designed to bring the world together, all ages, closer in understanding each other's values, morals, education, and ideologies. I remember the first administration back in 2016 that we were faced with, so to speak. And I know that I watched the news every day. And I know that was just really hard on me because I've done a lot of self-actualization and a lot of inward reflection on myself, having faced depression and anxiety. And I wanted to share, that was not the right thing for me to do. It was chaotic. It was doom and gloom. Every day there was something bad happening on the news. And so basically, I don't know that entirely helped me for 4 years per se. So this time around, we know what to expect. And I have 1,000 different reasons why I wanted to launch this show. but I want it to be steeped in joy and happiness, designed to put new perspectives respectfully, in hopes to diminish the extreme divide that the United States has had and been facing, with political unrest and turmoil and breakdown among Americans. And I want to make people feel better about themselves and their lives, as the introduction reads. So, having said that, my goal for the channel is to basically just invite people to chime in, call in, interact, leave a comment, be involved in bettering their lives through this channel, and basically allowing for lines of communication to be open between two people, so that everybody has a chance to increase their awareness, and their ability to understand other people and maybe their way of life and why they make the decisions that they make. So that, in a nutshell, my friends, is the channel. And I'm really excited to grow the channel and to have it reach many people and have many people interact with me. A little bit about me, I wanted to introduce myself. I was born and reared in Washington, D.C., spent some time in Virginia, was there in Maryland until about 8th grade. Then I went to Virginia for high school, and I graduated, and I spent some time in Atlanta, Georgia, and then Providence, Rhode Island for college. And then I went to art school online after I obtained my undergraduate in hospitality business management. And that could be a show in and of itself in terms of the hospitality industry, but we'll table that for now. And basically, there's a lot to unpack. This is my pilot. And furthermore, I have done some traveling. I lived in California for 7 years in the 90s, and then I came back and I was in Atlanta again, and then I have family in North Carolina, and so I'm here to basically support and be close to them, and that's the way I like it. I love my family, and we are very close, and I want to spend as much time with them. The way I see it is, if these are the only parents, for example, that I have, I'm so grateful that they're still with us, and they're still with me and our family, alive and well, and the gratitude there is tremendous. I wanted to, I came to the realization early on that if there were the only parents I had, and this was the only timeline that I had to live in, why wouldn't I want to spend as much time with them as possible? Now, that's just my viewpoint. Other people might have a different outlook, or have a different history than mine, of course, because we're all different, and that's the beauty about the human race and condition and kind. But everybody has an opinion. Everybody has different values, and everybody has different thoughts. And so that's exactly what this channel is for: is to be able to bring people together and steep them in joy and happiness and gratitude as they watch the channel and then watch the show weekly. I believe it's going to be a weekly edition that I'm going to talk to the channel. Anyway, so let's talk about the formula. The formula and the agenda, or the syllabus or schedule, or of said channel, is going to be maybe a monologue in the beginning, maybe a nice talk with folks interacting on the subject of the week, and then maybe they will be able to learn something, or feel better, or express their opinions, concerns, and in doing that, they would feel better about themselves. So that's really the ultimate goal. So then, over the years, I've been playing guitar for more years than I care to admit, but I do love to play guitar. It's been a long time. And most recently, I've gotten into the lead progression modality, where I'm trying to, as you can see over my shoulder, there's a chart with all of the different lead progressions, whether they're pentatonic or all kinds. Pentatonic, minor scales, symmetrical scales, modes, all different kinds. And so what I did was I was interacting with Facebook for a long time, kind of going in and saying, okay, hey, listen, there's a backing track. It might be Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, for example, or whatever. Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, and I would just go ahead and I'd put on a backing track, and then I would strap on my electric guitar, and I would go ahead and make my own lead in learning and developing my own skill sets. And basically, it would be nothing like the original lead, okay, nothing like it, okay, but it was just another part of my life that I like to share is the fact that I love improvisation. I love the genres that have rock and roll that basically allows for a blank canvas for instruments to come and go and basically be collaborative in their own right, but just really kind of inventing that creativity as they go. And that's been the source of my joy for a really long time, and the people who know me probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But at any rate, so let's move on. Let's talk about a subject that I was trying to think about today. I think a perfect subject would be gratitude. Gratitude is the ability to just sit back and think about all the things in one's life that makes them happy and gives them joy, and hopefully a constant reminder that these elements or these people or said things or whatever it might be are in your life, and they make you happy, and you're grateful that these things are in your life, the people, things, whatever it is. So some of the benefits to gratitude, let's stop and think about what could be a benefit to having gratitude in our life. Well, it improves our moods cognitively. I know this for a fact. I've had challenges in the past myself with not feeling good, just like everybody else, having a bad day, just like everybody else, or hearing some bad news, just like everybody else. And just wanted to let you know a really good way to do this exercise is to create a list of all the things that you're happy for and all the people that you love and cherish, and maybe all the things, or maybe it might be material, might be spiritual, might be anything that makes you happy, really. So that is just basically to be grateful. It can brighten your outlook, and it really can help your mood. So that's one of the benefits there. Also, it makes you feel more positive about yourself. Again, no two thoughts can exist in your mind at the same time. So cognitively, if you're thinking about something happy, for me, it's my parents, for example. And if I put them in my mind and I start thinking about all the great times that I've had with them and all the love that I have for them and respect and appreciation, I know I feel better as a person. It's just something that makes you positive, in the face of adversity, if you're having challenges in your life or, whatever it might be. So it might also, it's a stress reliever as well, too. So basically it can help you with your nervous system. You can lower your blood pressure, your breathing, and your heart rate. So these are all good things. And some of the ways that we can look at gratitude are, being thankful just, for the smallest things in life. We can really just be appreciative of, whether it be a Thanksgiving coming up with family, whether it be, I've got some items on my desk that make me happy. I've got a little electric guitar standing up in its case, a little miniature, and then I've got a little acoustic guitar sitting in a case that somebody gave me. I've got picks, to play guitar, and then I've got some tin or some metal picks that people have given me along the way that have, might be from out west and have a really nice marking, on the metal pick, to the area, indigenous to the area, like the Southwest, for example, New Mexico, Arizona, etc. And I've got some of those things that surround me, and just by having these items in front of me, I'm just happy. I'm just happier, and it just instantly reminds me that that these are the things that I have in my life that make me grateful. But anyway, so small blessings in life, such as a nice gesture from a stranger. Has anybody ever let you go ahead in the supermarket? I know this happens to me, whereas I'll have just a couple of items. It's just me, still here in North Carolina. And when I go shopping alone, and usually it's not for very many items. But when I am picking up just a couple of items, there's always going to be somebody who has this giant cart of stuff, right? That I might have to get behind. Maybe some people can relate to that. Well, some of those people are nice enough to just say, hey, listen, you want to go ahead? You just got a couple cans. Maybe you've got some, packaged ham, or maybe packaged cheese. It's just, you don't even need a basket. You're just kind of hauling that stuff up. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but mostly it's less than what others are bringing up to the line, for shopping for a family of 8, for example. So they'll just say, hey, listen, go ahead. It's going to be much faster if you just go. Well, I think that is very nice. And that's happened to me on several occasions. And that's just a kind gesture from a stranger. And that happens everywhere. Car doors, opening up car doors, saying thank you, smiling, saying please. All these things are just a really, nice way to live. And really brightens up people's days. If they had a bad day, they would at least have that one thing that helped, that got them through the day, saying, listen, this was really nice of this person to do, and I'm just really appreciative and grateful for it. So anyway, also, maybe appreciate, the effort that went into something. Could be anything, that you own or that you use, for example. The effort that I want to put into this channel, for example, it's a very, very strong drive, and I'm extremely excited. I can't wait to see how this blossoms and flourishes, hopefully. And I've been reaching out on LinkedIn and Facebook and creating this YouTube channel for this very reason. Again, steeped in happiness and joy. So when everybody comes in and leaves this channel, hopefully they're going to leave with a smile on their face, and they're going to be really happy, and they're going to be ready to move on to whatever's next in their day. So that is in the mission statement of this, from what I've wanted to create here. So we can acknowledge the goodness in our life as well, and we can thank people for it as well. We don't want to forget if somebody does something nice for us. We we want to make sure that we let them know, whether it be another act of service, that we can that can take place, on our end, and we can help them understand how grateful and appreciative we are for their help in our life, or their gift, or whatever it was that made our day or made our lives better. So it's recognizing and acknowledging good things that happen, okay, resulting in a state of appreciation. So that really is the kind of sums up the gratitude. And now we can talk about, some of the reasons on why it's so important. Gratitude, we consider, what we're grateful for in this profound, crazy life that we all live in. The experiences and circumstances, that come to our lives and come to mind. We want to be grateful about some key parts of our life, components of our life, like our upbringing and our families. And our jobs and our good health and the opportunity to gain an education. Just reading online credits to positive psychology here. So basically, while recognizing and being grateful for those, those experiences are important, but it also must be genuine, and it must be real, and it must be honest. And those are staples to this channel, as well as I have written down in my mission statement. So very simple, everyday pleasures that may go unnoticed. Basically, we just want to make sure that we're, acknowledging them. So I know that I'm extremely grateful. I came from, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I came from a wonderful old New York family, New York City, Manhattan and Connecticut, kind of a country life divide there on both sides. My maternal and paternal family had generations of presence up there in the northeast corner, New England of the country. And basically, I was very grateful to have received a good education. This channel's for everyone, all walks of life, anybody that wants to talk about anything. But I just wanted you to know who you were talking with when you chime in. So I was very lucky. I had a private education. I often tell people sometimes that I got a better education in high school than I did in college. That still remains to be true. That's still true in a lot of ways. My father was in the Foreign Service for many years, for 30 years, and so that allowed our family to go travel and live all throughout Mexico and Brazil. I've been over to Europe once, so that brings me to the topic of cultural awareness. The cultures there were just magnificent, and we had traveled as a family, throughout all the little towns and cities throughout those countries, and it was just absolutely wonderful. I have such wonderful thoughts and memories of those times. So now, back stateside for many years, I've worked in sales and marketing, and I graduated with a hospitality business management degree, but I've also gone back to school for digital design, and I'm very excited about AI and the integration of, hopefully my personality that would hopefully ring true here and connect with people. I've had a lot of experience with that in advertising, sales, and inside outside sales, product sales, all different garden variety types of sales. And so that brings me, all the way to the ripe old age of hopeful wisdom, and but age nonetheless chronologically of where I'm at right now, which I won't disclose. But at any rate, again, I want everybody to come in here, kids alike, if people are wanting to talk about anything, like if they went to school and they witnessed something and they didn't understand what was going on, or if it was a social issue that they faced, I just want this to be a free and happy place, for people to come and really exercise their abilities to be happy, and because I know we all have them, and I know that I've had some struggles in the past too. So this would be very positive for me, to be able to come in here and be able to create these, weekly casts where I can think again cognitively of only the good things that I want to talk about. At any rate, getting back to the, I don't know if I finished that story. It's a scatterbrain. Anyway, so ADHD, right? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I think every adult might have it. I don't know. I know I definitely have a little bit of it though. But anyway, so over my shoulder again, I don't even know if I finished that. I like to do chord structures and lead progressions for friends or whatever, and just put them up on Facebook for people to kind of like see it and, oh yeah, the guy's working on guitar. Oh, that sounds okay, So, forever an intermediate. Nah, just kidding. I'm hoping that I can, move into different areas of improvement and stature, with the guitar playing, and I sing too. So, I think that's interesting as well. You got to sing your songs, and you got to play the rhythm section as well. And so I really enjoy doing that, and I love collaborating with people and fellow musicians whenever I can and whenever I can find them. But anyway, so the way this goes, I believe, is I'm gonna have again, this is the pilot, okay, so excuse me for if it's a little, jumbled and confusing, which I don't think it's that confusing, but it's gonna be a monologue. It'll be me introducing a topic, perhaps from the week before, somebody wanted to talk about a certain issue that was going on. Well, certainly we can bring it into the next, the next week, the very next week. It could be a topic of discussion for the entire hour. And then we'll see how many people are engaged and excited about talking about that particular subject matter, and maybe how it relates to them, if anybody's had a similar situation. Again, this is about free speech and independence and living in this country and upholding democracy at the same time and understanding other people's opinions and values. So that was really, the fundamental reason, among several other key areas that really pushed me to do this. Because I think, the more people, I was reading and witnessing, I am going to finish the guitar story, I promise. I like to have several conversations going on in my head at the same time, so I don't know if anybody else does that, but you could be at a dinner table, be talking to 5 different people about 5 different things and try to stay on track with everybody. It's weird. It's confusing to the other person, for sure, no doubt. But anyway, I'll finish the guitar part. Okay, so anyway, so what I like to do is I like to go in and put my own lead on, songs that have been popular that people love, or even if it's just a made up, chord progression, whatever it is. If it's a backing track, if it's a, mellow or, a hard rock, or, whatever it is, if I can play it, I'll play it. That's kind of my philosophy there. It's like people ask me, oh, what do you like to play? And I say anything I can, because this I don't have any music background. I don't have any, I've relied on charts. I'm self-taught. I've never had a lesson. I had one lesson once, and it was this heavy metal guy, and he taught me this the chord progression to Kansas's "Dust in the Wind," which actually turns out to be something called Travis picking, I guess, which is kind of the standard, way to pick strings with your picking fingers and hands or hand on the guitar. So anyway, that was really interesting. That was the one, and he gave me this like classic. And when I say classic, I mean my era, and it's not like a relic yet, but it's classic. It's my era. This was classic because it was definitely before my era. I don't know where it came from, but it was one of like the first effects pedals that I'd ever seen. It was like Korg or something like that, and it just, you could dial it up. I mean, it was very expansive. It had multiple effects in there that you could dial up, and you could pre-program, and you could make your own effect. But anyway, long story short, getting back to the what I'd like to do on guitar. Anyway, so I would sit back, I would put a backing track on, and I would try to get it balanced with the iPhone. The iPhone's got a pretty nice microphone. They're making them pretty nice these days. Don't have the 16 yet, so I'm not all cool in the AI arena. However, I will be. That's that's what this is all about. So I figured at the corner of this next administration and artificial intelligence, this might be a nice time to start something like this. So, where people can talk, open lines of communication. Anyway, back to the guitar. Remember that? So I would play these leads and I would record them, and I lived in Charlotte before I moved here. I was there for 12 years in Charlotte, North Carolina, and what happened was I got involved in semi-professional sounding studio work, basically building songs via GarageBand, track stacking, so to speak, where you're basically just putting in all of the tracks and then you're just mixing it down and then having a really nice product, hopefully at the end. And I did that for 16 years, so I guess I would really describe myself more as a session musician, or somebody who records, a recording musician. And doing the live thing, I really want to do that, and I really want to get to that, but I just haven't found the right people or the right time to do that yet, although, time is of the essence, and if I don't start now, I don't know when I'm going to do it. But I would make these progressions, these little leads that would go onto these backing tracks, whether they're generic or they belong to, one of these super groups that we all love, your favorite band. And then I would go ahead and I would just put my version of the lead on that song, and it would hopefully sound decent. And then basically we arrive at the reel, which is great because, you get 90 seconds or maybe 60 seconds of, of technical ability to get this thing, put up on, Facebook or, wherever. So the shorts and the reels would be a segment or a part of the ending of this show, where I could do that, and I could, just maybe do it in front of you, which would be really, frightening. But it's been a lot of fun for me, and talking to the camera is a little bit easier than talking to a human being. Unfortunately, we've been a little conditioned that way as well. But I think it's kind of shifting in a paradigm way that how we communicate with each other, and that's another whole topic and a whole. That has its own show. That has its own hour. But anyway, so I thought that at the end of the show, I could put one of these little shorts or reels, so to speak, together for your viewing pleasure, hopefully, and my listening pleasure, hopefully. And maybe it would just be it's just a little thing that could be a part of the show, which I thought would be fun. So anyway, back to the show. Finally got through that. Thanks for your patience. My thoughts, over the last week or so, 10 days, the reason why I'm sitting here, like many Americans and probably many people around the world, kind of dumbfounded a little bit by, it's in the word, I'll let you figure it out, on what's happened and the choices that our country has made and the division that I'm hoping that we don't have to go through again, such divisive, hurtful, violent, people that are just, kind of in your face and just rude and obnoxious, and you wonder why they make the decisions that they make. Those types of people, they're people, and they have value, and they're human, and we need to understand them. We don't need to fight them. We need to understand them. And on the other side, like I said, this is just I am completely neutral. I'm going to be a moderate in terms of any kind of political discussions that go on here. We have people that are very the other direction, want everything to be, free and social, and sometimes there's extremities there, in terms of people that are too loose in society, so to speak, where the other side, whatever, again, this show is to combat using that type of language where there are no sides. We're all the same. We're all the same in this country and around the world. And but predominantly, I wanted to see if I could reach out and bridge the gap between these two mindsets, these sectors of America. And I wanted to make sure that everybody, we could find common ground, and perhaps this channel could dig in and help people understand, why somebody thinks a certain way about a certain current event or, event in general, the overturning of a law, the making of a law, and what it feels like for them, how it affects their life, and maybe somebody else out there has your same problem, and I'm sure I've had many of the same problems as my listeners, and so this is going to be a safe place to vent those concerns and frustrations, but again, steeped in happiness and joy. And I'm dedicating that to my mother and father, because I know that I've been able to have bad feelings, and again, this show is going to help me, hopefully combat some of those, because you just can't have a bad time when you come to this show. That's just the way it's going to be. That's going to be, the underlying soft ground rule. No rules, but just the underlying current of this channel is going to be peace, harmony, tranquility, understanding, and no divisiveness, and basically try to, reach out across the aisle, so to speak, in how they term it in government, on how other people think, and then maybe find common ground. And so that is this channel in a nutshell. So my job will be to create talking points, and I would love to have I'm an introvert actually, and basically, sometimes I explain things backwards. So if I talked about the guitar, that's at the end. If I'm talking about a Q&A, that's next to the end, okay? And if I'm talking about a Q&A session, that's next to the end, right? And then of course there's my monologue and topic, which would come in the beginning. So I kind of told you backwards there of what this was going to be all about. So this has been about 35 minutes, and I want this to be an hour in length, and I'm sure it'll probably be at least an hour, if not longer, with feedback and comments from the general public and anybody that wants to get involved. You are welcome. We welcome everyone. No opinion or viewpoint within reason, let's just go there, within reason is going to be discouraged on this channel. We live in America. We love our democracy. We want to keep it a democracy. We don't want to go to war. There's all kinds of things to talk about. Again, I thought if I nestled, into this program, basically kind of right at this, kind of where the 47th president and artificial intelligence meets. I thought that would be a good place to start. So thank you so much. I'm going to end right now by just telling you I really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you listening. And I would love to hear feedback on your thoughts and what you think of the channel. Please like and subscribe. I know I've heard that a lot, and I try to be cognizant of that for others, people that are YouTubing. And please interact with the channel, because I definitely want to have you basically orchestrate some of the topics. Most of the topic matter. It's not for me per se, but it will help me for sure. But it's for you and us. It's for all of us. So thank you so much for listening, and I'm really excited to put together technically my first episode, which will come after this pilot. And I wanted to mention also, in college, in my educational process, I basically went back to school for digital design with the Art Institute of Pittsburgh Online. So that's where my digital desires, so to speak, came in terms of like creating music and now creating content, hopefully being a content creator and influencer for my listeners and my watchers. But that I don't know if I had mentioned that earlier, but that was a big part of doing this as well, to stay abreast of all the technology that's going to come our way. And I know people have been doing this for years, but I wanted to jump in, perhaps at my age, and maybe have some reflection points on where, how, what I went through, and maybe help somebody else kind of in their timeline. Maybe they're younger, maybe they're older, maybe they never caught on to something, I don't know. But they can, hopefully get something from this show. They can get something that they can apply in their lives and they can feel better about in their future. So music, art, and now digital communication, and hopefully some showmanship here, I guess. I always wanted to be a talk show host. I thought that would be great. I thought I could be a, sit down and just pick somebody's brain, somebody not like me, somebody really important, right? That I could just kind of facilitate the whole situation where I could ask questions, and the who, what, where, when, and how questions on opening up somebody's mind and kind of sharing with the world, what they were thinking, and how they went about things, and what their viewpoints were, and et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to end on that note, because putting sales and hospitality and digital design all together, and you put it in a blender, then you get this guy. And love him or leave him. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week on our first official episode of Serotonin Milkshake. So get that serotonin going, and if you stop and get a milkshake, the two are bliss. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.